Thank you for joining us. I'm Toke Eid, the director of the Keynes Fund in Cambridge, and my guest today is Salvatore Lattanzio. We're here to talk about your new Keynes Fund project, Sorting Robots, How Automation Shapes the Allocation of Workers Across Firms. What is your research question?
My research question is how automation impacts sorting in the labor market. That is, how the demand of workers of different skill levels changes in terms of different productivity level. The idea is that more productive firms, those that are more likely to automate their production processes, will demand highly qualified workers that are complementary to automation and will therefore displace less qualified workers to less productive firms, therefore increasing labor market sorting. This has implications for efficiency, as more productive workers work for more productive firms, but also for wage inequality, as these highly productive workers are paid more not only because of their personal characteristics, but also because they are employed by more productive firms.
What are you looking at that hasn't been addressed before?
We know a lot about the effect of automation on the labor market, but we lack a better understanding of the mechanisms that are at play. So focusing on workers and how they are impacted by automation is the core of the economics research in this subject in recent times. My research adds to the existing evidence by providing one channel, one mechanism through which automation affects labor demand and how it reflects on the labor market, specifically through this reallocation of high-quality workers to high-quality firms and on the opposite side of low-quality workers to low-quality firms.
Very interesting. So how is your research innovative?
My research asks a question that has not been addressed yet. Hence, I will use econometric techniques, methodology, and data that have been already used to answer different questions and combine them in a way to answer a new research question.
What wider societal issues does your research address?
The impact of automation on labor market is one critical issue of contemporary society. Many think that machines will replace jobs that are currently performed by individuals. Think, for example, to automated machines to order food in restaurants, which replace waiters, or automated cashiers in supermarkets. The additional fear is that especially more vulnerable workers will be at risk as they perform tasks that are more easily automatable. If this is the case, we can observe an increase in inequalities after years in which they have been on the rise, which can be a potential source of social and political unrest. There is evidence already linking the rise of automation to preferences for more extreme parties and ideologies, for example. Therefore, being able to address these research questions is fundamental to give policy options that can mitigate the negative consequences of these phenomena. For example, if the advent of automation generates a general increase in output, as firms also become more efficient in production, then new jobs may be created, which workers can take after some training. Public policy could therefore focus on designing training programs that could help the transition towards new production processes.
How can your research help us understand more about the economy and society?
The question why inequality has risen so sharply in the past in many countries is still a debated issue. Differences between firms seem to account for a sizable fraction of this rise. My research could help shed light on why such differences have been amplified. In particular, automation may have increased differences between firms, not only because they are more likely to automate, but also because they tend to have more qualified employment. This raises wage premium for these workers and therefore wage inequality. Given that, as highlighted, this may be a powerful mechanism of social and political unrest. Being able to describe the causes of these phenomena can help us in designing better policies in the future that can help mitigating the negative consequences of secular changes in production.